back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll be looking over the markets. Looking at the Bitcoin price, everybody's talking about Bitcoin just now. Obviously, it's big in the news just now about Bitcoin. But where is the price going to go? We've been talking about this for weeks and months and years. Where's the price going to go? Where can we expect it to go? And can it get to what Ross Ulbricht kind of predicted in 2020? Can it get to $100,000 in 2020? Well, there's a couple of other news stories out as well to say it could get to $100,000. So we'll be looking at that because the market is sideways just now. There's not a lot of news at the moment in the altcoin market or with regards to Bitcoin as well. So we'll be looking at a couple of news stories as well. Right, first of all, if you can let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Over the past couple of times we went live, I've had a bit of bother, so just let me know in the comments if you can see and hear me okay. Hopefully you can. It all looks okay this side. Excuse me. But just let me know in the comments if there is anybody in. 1 wee second. I'll just see if we have anybody in. I've got a couple of people in just now. If you're watching just now, let me know in the comments area if you can see and hear me okay. I know there's a delay here. I'll just check myself. A couple of people in just now. If you're watching just in the comments area. The sync is out again. So still problems with kind of YouTube and the syncing. Why is the sync out? I'm going to have to try and sort that as well. It was out the other day, but I just thought it was because the program had been running too long. Right, sound is good. Good morning, Steve. Only seeing webcam currently. Right, okay, I'm going to dive on and jump over to the chat area just now. Hopefully everything is okay. Okay, we have Crypto Knowledge Alliance is in the house. Welcome to you. That's a very own Jimbo. Hope you got in touch with Uptrend as well. I know you kind of managed to hopefully get in touch with them. Hopefully something good came of that, Jimbo. Stephen King is in the house. Welcome to you. Mitch Dieter, sound is good. Kukla, good morning to you. Gordy Boy is in. Good morning to you. Honest Crypto Journey is back with us. Good morning to you as well. Excuse me. Just checking things here. Gary Stewart is back with us. Good to see you here. Sorry, I think the lip sync is out. The sound is out of sync just now. But it shouldn't really matter if I'm in the top right hand corner anyway. You shouldn't really see much difference there. Dennis van der Hayden has joined us as well. Okay, we'll go to the market, see what's happening just now, and just refresh that. Right, we have a market capitalization of $216 billion just now, which is coming down a wee bit. It's down a couple of $1 billion from this morning, but Bitcoin is up to 8,132. Has been high. That's an aggregated price across the board, and we'll just have a look at who are the winners and losers. We have DX Chain Token up 20%, Synthetics Network doing well, 13%. That's the only two in double-digit greens. Sia Coin is making a move. MadeSafe Coin, Horizon, iExec, RLC is making a move as well. Who's at the bottom? Nobody in double-digit reds. We've got Energy, Ren, Nervos Network, Bytum, Luna, Chainlink all down a couple of percentage points. Not by that much. 7% is, I suppose, a big drop, but not in comparison to where it's been. Neo has gone down as well. I'm really quite fancying Neo to make a move soon. It's at number 19 just now in CoinMarketCap. But I really fancy Neo to make a move in 2020. So I'm keeping a close eye on that as well. But I do quite like that. Excuse me. I don't know why this sore throat keeps coming back. Right, we have Chrono Coin is up 139%. PundiX has moved, it's up 78%. Still don't know what the hell's going on with PundiX, to be honest, but that's PundiX NEM. So different tokens that PundiX have got. I don't know why they've done that. Zap is up 58%, Stem Cell Coin up 58%, Mekon Cash is up 51%. That's the main ones. not really heard of a lot of them. Chronocoin, not really heard of. Zap, Stem Cell Coin, we've heard of, but don't really know too much about it. Mekon Cash as well. Don't know too much about that. So we've got 5,025 cryptocurrencies listed over the last 7 days. Fulgari Coin is up 601%, never heard of it. Zap 539%, BitGuild Plat 275%, Tap 147%, Curio and PundiX up 119, 125% respectively. So that's the gainers and losers over the last 24 hours and 7 days as well. Over the last hour, PundiX still moving. Playcoin, Mekon Cash, Maggie, nothing much to be honest. Playcoin, Twinkle, Internext, I haven't heard a lot of these at all to be honest. So I don't know if we've not heard a lot of these because they've not got a circulating supply yet. We'll just look at Chronocoin for example. I don't know if anybody's heard of Chronocoin, CRN. Yeah, it's not got a market cap, so we don't know where it is kind of in the rankings. So that's probably why we've not heard about it. So I don't know why CoinMarket do that, list it without the circulating supply. It should be a requisite that they just don't list it if it's not got a circulating supply. Okay, crypto bubbles. With crypto bubbles, you just go to the last 24 hours and look at the USD. First of all, got the exchange, we're seeing that Synthetics, Tomo, SC, Celsius as well. Celsius doing well. Yep, Celsius is doing well over the last couple of weeks. Look at Satoshi values, and much changed? No. So it means that the dollar value of Bitcoin is relatively stable, as so the Satoshi value is relatively stable as well. Okay, we'll go to the last hour. See where we are. It's going up. So it looks as if we're in the green just now in USD value. Bitcoin is moving up again. I've kind of lost patience with Bitcoin. It's just up and down all the time just now. And we'll look at Satoshi value. Down slightly, which means probably the Bitcoin price has gone up by a couple of dollars or something. And we'll look at that later on as well. Fear and Greed Index, we're kind of into the neutral territory again at 49. It has been 45, 40, round about that area, but it's creeping up to 49 just now. So we're not fearful, but we're not being greedy either. We're kind of slap bang in the middle of that. So it doesn't really tell us much, but it's still good to know what that is just now. And this is the sentiment. Bitcoin has got a sentiment score of 53.32. This is all the tweets that's spoken about Bitcoin, and there's millions of them, or hundreds of thousands of them per day, and is analysing the actual conversations and analysing the positive words and kind of negative words, etc., and giving it a sentiment score. It's got a sentiment score of 53.32. Litecoin is 50, slap bang in the middle. EOS has gone up, 66.86. Ethereum is 68.72. And XRP is down to 44.63. We'll look at those charts as well. Binance Coin, I'm kind of surprised that's not doing better, and that's down to 39.84. But the price is still around about the $15 mark. Monero as well. And we'll look at some of the coins that are doing well. Right, we have Beldex, never heard of it. We've got a daily sentiment score of 85. Relative trading volume is 95.85%, which is not that good. Coin 132% for relative trading volume, 72.93 for daily sentiment score. Ethereum Classic, I think that could still do well. I've been saying that all last year, and I still think it could be one to climb as well. Ethereum Classic, relative trading volume 100%, 76.58. What else is standing out? Nothing really much standing out. EOS 131%. REN, Republic Protocol, 65.8 as well. IOST token, it's not moved much. BQTX, and that's down 26%. Okay, we'll take a look at Binance and Kucoin, see what's happening there. So we have Encash 11%. It's nothing really much. We've only got a couple of pages, I'd say, in the green. More pages in the red than the green. BQX is doing well at 398 Satoshi. That's up 10%. So that's doing okay just now. Charts are not really loading that quickly just now. VIB is up, CVC, Anchor is up as well. So nothing much kind of going on. It's kind of sideways day to day. Nothing much going on at all. Just going to make sure we are still live and okay. Everything looks okay. Let's make sure. And I'll get back to the chat in a second. And so that's Binance, kind of sideways day. It's only a few percentage points. There's some of them are going up. And we had a move on Dash as well. We'll look at Dash. I kind of recommended Dash yesterday, and I think it moved 15% before coming back down. Kucoin, what's happening in Kucoin? Always good to pick up some brilliant projects here. So Kucoin is almost like a platform whereby it's a pre-platform whereby you get some really good projects that you can list on here. It seems to be that Kucoin picks the good projects and just kind of lists them, and I think that's what Kucoin does. Although the liquidity is really low, it doesn't really matter if you can pick up a good project. And when you're picking up a project as well, if you go in for the likes of Spend, or here's probably a better example. If you go in for the likes of OneUp, I spoke about OneUp the other day, and it's kind of really up and down just now. It went up 100%, then came down again. So it's back down to 22 Satoshi. If you're going to go in and say, if you're looking to buy 100,000, 200,000, and you see the buy orders at 25, 22, 21, etc., and you see the sell orders at 27, don't go straight in and buy at 27, 28, 32, 36 just to get your 100,000 tokens. Just place an order in here and just say, okay, I'm going to buy these at 12 Satoshi or something like that. And that's what you just place your order and just wait. You might have to wait a couple of weeks, you might have to wait a couple of months. It doesn't matter, just place your order in, a couple $100 and place it at 12, because you know that there's going to be a lot of people selling because of the nature of uptrend as well. And I've spoke about that previously. There's a lot of kind of African countries, they're selling or they will be selling once they earn their OneUp tokens on the uptrend platform. So it's quite good from that point of view. And what I'm doing, I'm just going to be honest here with you with uptrend. What I'm doing is I'm buying and selling. So I'm buying at say 12 Satoshi and selling at 25 Satoshi. Then I'll buy them at say 12 Satoshi again and maybe sell them at 40 Satoshi. And right now I've got an order in to sell at 147 Satoshi just now. But I'm still buying the OneUp tokens, still buying them all the time. So I've made quite a bit of money from that. So what I did kind of disclose interest last week that I'm in OneUp. So I am in OneUp obviously, and that's how I'm trading it just now because of the nature of the OneUp tokens and the nature of the uptrend and the different types of people that are on uptrend as well. That's what makes it so good to trade as well. So if you are trading, put it in at say 12, 13 Satoshi. I know I shouldn't tell you that because it's coupling my kind of plans, but it doesn't really. If it's going to help you, it's going to help you. And not everybody's going to do it as well. So that's what I would do, and I'd do that with any of the tokens as well. On Kucoin especially as well, because the liquidity is so low. So put an order in and just wait, sit it out. Don't panic and say, oh, it might go even higher. Sometimes it might, you're going to get some of them like that, but if you look at the trading patterns over the last couple of months, then you should get a relatively good idea of where it's going to go. So that's my suggestion. Okay, MTC is up 15%, nothing much happening on Kucoin either. ACAT is up 14%, MVP 13%, Open is up 11% as well. So nothing much kind of happening there. What's happening on the Kucoin Plus? DX, that's DX Chain, is up 25%. Synthetics is up 13% as well. VidT is up 8.48%. Robi is up. That's not, it's only a couple of percentage points. So nothing much kind of happening there. Okay, we'll just dive back. Donny Don Matthew is in the house on his crypto journey. Lip sync is good. Oh, good. I thought it was out. Not out of sync here. Good, good. Sokchia Engov is in the house. Good to see you. RC the Hawthorns is in. Good to see you here as well. Mike D, one of our brown admins, is in the house. Great to see you, Mike. London Bobby is in. Good to see you back. And Donny Don Matthew, Steve, would it be smart to load up on Quant, DAG, ONT, Tezos and 0x? With my portfolio battered by the crypto winter, feel there's a few I would risk further on. What are your thoughts? DAG, I really like all of them actually. ONT, Tezos, 0x, yeah, all of them I would. Tezos is kind of still high just now, but I still think it's going to go higher if I'm being honest. Don't think it's going to go higher as the likes of DAG, maybe 0x as well. I think they're going to multiple X's. Tezos has got less of a scope to do that, but I still think it's going to do it. Quant, yeah, I think they're all good, but I would wait. Really what we're thinking about here is Bitcoin price dictates what's happening with the altcoins as well. It really does dictate. So if you think, always look at the Bitcoin price first and always try and see where the Bitcoin price is heading. Although nobody can tell you that. I can't tell you, nobody else can tell you. We can only guess. We can only look at the charts and guess. That's really the best kind of thing we can really do. And can we guess on historical prices? We can't really, but we can look at recent price movements and do it that way. And look at support lines, etc., and look at stuff like that as well, and still take an educated guess. More of a guess than just kind of closing your eyes and just thinking, yep, and pointing a finger and saying that's where it's going to go. So take a look at Bitcoin first and think where that's going to go. I think Bitcoin, personally, I think Bitcoin is going to do well this year. I think we're going to get up to the 20,000 this year in 2020 and beyond. I don't think it's going to take that much. I think we're going to go up to maybe about 13,000, 14,000, come back down to about the 8,000, 9,000 level, start and keep on moving up there. And I'll show you why I'm thinking that as well. But that is kind of based on history, but it's based on that support line that I keep telling you about. And that's really all I'm interested in just now, is that support line. So we're looking at the macro. So if you think about it from that point of view, then DAG will go up, Quant will go up, ONT will go up. I don't know too much about ONT just now and the background of it, so I can't say about that. I still like it as a project, but I don't know what it's up to just now. 0x I still think is going to do well as well, and Tezos. Lawrence Matthews is in the house. Welcome to you. Mark Innes is in the house. Hope you're doing well, mate. James Oklahoma, one of our brown admins. Good to see you back. James, haven't spoken to you in a while. Good to see you. And Kukla, I'm still staking XIO for uptrend. Hopefully get my 100,000 that way. Excellent. Excellent, Kukla. Good to see you here. Right, we'll look at the Bitcoin chart. I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I've made this. You've seen this before. Just go to take that off. Oh, we're frozen. No, I haven't. No, it's not scrolling. It's not working properly. Why is that? Right, 1 second. Save layout. Trading view is gone. Trading view. I'm going to try and get this chart back because I want to show you this. There we go. But it's not scrolling. It's just taking a wee bit of time to respond, so I need to get that smaller. And then I'll take it off. So I made this chart. You know, these two lines I've showed you multiple times before, and these are the ones I'm kind of really looking at, especially this support line here. And what I've done is I've projected, this is a kind of 4-year kind of cycle as well. And looking at the 4-year cycle, you can see the peaks, and there's 4 years between the peaks. Nothing real much to go on apart from kind of 2 peaks and that 4-year cycle. And the 4-year cycle, Bob Lucas kind of talks about this all the time. Definitely check his charts out, really good channel Bob Lucas has got. And he talks about the 4-year cycle as well. And we're going to be looking at here, 4th of December 17, 4th of December, that's 2020, so that shouldn't be there. Should be on the weekly. Difficult to get it here. Yeah, so I moved these. So it should be that we get to at the end of 2020 or 2021. It should be actually. Well, it's here. Yeah, that line should be over there. So I must have moved. The end of 2021, we should be up to 339,000 according to this line. But even if it's not, I kind of projected what's kind of happen. So we should get up to, according to this, if history repeats itself, we should get up to, by February, around about the 13,000 level by the end of February, then come down again, hit that kind of support line around about 10,000, then go up to 18,000, possibly by September of this year, come back down to this support line. And remember, the support line has gone up all the time. And this is the kind of line we really should be concerning ourselves with. As long as this keeps going up and we keep hitting that support line and bouncing back off it and not going below it. We've never really gone below it. We'll have a couple of times, but never more than a couple of days stay below that. So then we should be reaching, I'm just going to say where we're going to be, we should be reaching about and break 25,000 in February 2021, then up to 29,000, and then up to 60,000 by 5th of July 2021, and then another parabolic move as well. This is on a 4-year cycle. If we look at the 4-year cycle, so that's from 13th or November 2017 to December 2021, so that's 4 years in between there as well. And that's all we're looking at, and we just projected what happened here from 15 to 2017, or from 2013 to 2017, and just projecting it and put it on to what's happening just now. So we could expect that. It's not out with the realms of possibility that this could happen. And you can see these little steps. We're going up, coming down, going up, coming down, going up, coming down, all the way up. And we're getting this, we could get this pattern as well. We've seen it a couple of times. It's gone up, come down, gone up again in July 19, come down, hopefully go up again by March 2020, a couple of months time, go down, up again, and we're going to get a step all the way up to that $100,000 level as well. And that's kind of what we're saying here as well. Bitcoin will soon have a $100,000 price tag, and that's from Adam Back. And this is from a couple of days ago, from Friday, from Saturday actually, I think it was. So Bitcoin went on to revisit the $10,000 level with ease a few times over the years. Bitcoin price reached a peak near 20,000, reached within just weeks from lows of around $3,500. So this is from Adam Back, a tweet. It's closer than it sounds, as along the path of hyper-Bitcoinization, the USD inflation rises, e.g. aided by modern monetary theory rationale for high inflation. So $1 becomes worth, say, 10 cents over a decade, or 2 of monetary craziness, then 10 million BTC is 1 million BTC in today's money. Go figure. And 100k Bitcoin doesn't seem so far, given we have already crossed 10k threshold a few times, when few expected even a 1k some years back, and 10k seemed crazy. That's what I was talking about last week as well. So if we go back to the Bitcoin chart and look at this, back in 2015 when Bitcoin was $200, when it was 1,000, 1,200 it got to, then came all the way down. Everybody was saying Bitcoin is finished, it's not going to happen anymore, and then it started climbing again from $200 all the way up to $20,000. Nobody back in 2015 was saying that Bitcoin is going to get to $20,000. Nobody. That would have been just a crazy figure to think of. So this is why we have to kind of suspend belief on Bitcoin or where it's going to go. We have to suspend belief as well about where it could go, because it's still just getting started just now. Think about it. We're still talking about, when we talk about to friends, their eyes glaze over. They don't know what Bitcoin is. They don't know what it's about. They don't know what kind of blockchain's about. They don't know what cryptocurrency is. They've never really heard of Ethereum either. We're still at the very beginning stages. And sometimes we can't believe that because we've been in this for so long. We can't believe that other people don't know about it, but they don't. And this is why we have to kind of suspend belief on where Bitcoin price is headed, because it's supply and demand. Supply, the more people that get to find out about it, the better and the higher the price is going to go, because the supply and demand. There's only ever going to be 21 million. We heard last week 10 million has been hodled for the last couple of years. 10 million Bitcoin. And there's only 17 million out there circulating just now. 4 million estimated, 4 million to say 3 to 5 million has been lost, estimated. So there's only about 3 million really in circulation just now. So that's supply and demand. That's why the price could go parabolic quite quickly. And this is what Adam Back is saying here. So $100,000 may arrive in less than 5 years for most bullish predictions. The prediction matches the expectation of Ross Ulbricht, founder of the Silk Road, who made a $100,000 price prediction from prison back in December. And this is a kind of news story here. He's talking about the Elliott wave theory, but he's actually saying it could reach $100,000 in 2020. That's what Ross Ulbricht was saying in a series of Medium posts. And we kind of looked at that at the time as well. And he goes on to say, however, if the fifth wave is still unfolding, the next bull run could last until February 2021 and could ultimately take the price of Bitcoin to $100,000 as early as in 2020. So that's Ross Ulbricht saying it could go up to $100,000 as early as 2020. Looking at the Elliott wave theory, I don't know too much about the Elliott wave theory at all, to be honest, so I can't even look at that or comment on that. But this is Ross Ulbricht, who's been studying chart patterns and Elliott wave theory as well. The other one I was kind of looking at, no it wasn't, it was that $100,000 level. So let me know what you think about the $100,000 level. I know it's good to say, oh yeah, it'd be great if that happened, but let me know if you seriously think, if you genuinely believe that Bitcoin could get to $100,000. Let me know in the comments. Just say yes or no to that. If you genuinely think Bitcoin could get to $100,000. Say in the next, I don't know, 3 years. In the next 3 years. By January 2023, do you think Bitcoin could get to $100,000? So let me know in the comments if you believe it could. I definitely do believe it. I really do believe it. And I think once it does start to move, I think it's going to go up very, very quickly. I think people are looking at the price of Bitcoin just now and just going, it's at 7,000 or 8,000 just now, kind of between those lines. It might not make it. And then when it starts to move, incrementally, when it starts to move up to 8,500, 9,000, 10,000, when it gets past that, then we're going to have a panic on. And it really is going to blow 20,000 out the water quite easily. I don't think it's going to hit the ceiling and just kind of bounce off that and just use that as a resistance. I think it's just going to smash through $20,000 and go up to 25, then come back down again. So let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if you want me to look at any charts as well. I'll be looking at charts, but I'll be looking at the major ones in a second as well. Right, who's in? Axel is in the house. Good morning to you. ZenY Monk is in. Good to see you. It's saying yes, you do think it will. Gordy Boy is saying no. Axel, yes, me too. ZenY Monk, easily. Stephen King, yes, but not this year. Yep. Axel, sure thing for the price going up to $100,000. So let me know in the comments if you think it could go to $100,000. Just say yes or no. One no just now. And we have to look at that as well. Are we being too optimistic, or are we just hoping and wishing for because we hold Bitcoin? Is that what we're kind of hoping for? I guess it will be a part of that as well. There has to be a part of that as well. And it has to be a part of bias on our part as well, because we're so heavily invested in it as well. ZenY Monk, within 5 years. Yeah, I think easily within 5 years. Data Dudin saying yes, a big yes. So let me know if you think it's going to hit $100,000 within, say, the next 3 years. We'll say next 3 years, but ZenY Monk saying within 5 years. Go back to it. So according to the 4-year cycle, I think Bob Lucas was talking about $100,000 as well. but that's the end of December 2021. But we're talking, when's it going to hit 100,000? October 2021. If we go by history and just use this pattern, this exact same pattern from 2015 up to 2017. That could happen quite easily. What we are just now, 8,115. So if we look at kind of the micro kind of picture just now, where are we? So we have to look at, we'll just get rid of this just now. This was the steps I was talking about. However, this kind of forms a symmetrical triangle. On a weekly, you can see there's a couple of data points there, a couple of touch points where we've hit here for resistance lines. So we're looking to break out within a couple of weeks. By the middle of February, we should be breaking out to the upside or the downside for Bitcoin, and breaking from around 7,800 and going up, or down, breaking down from here. But we could obviously go out of that quite quickly and quite soon as well. So I'm thinking we could break out of this symmetrical triangle. If we're looking at it from a micro point of view, within the next couple of weeks, we could break out of it kind of round about here, the end of January. We should be around about the 8,500 level, if not higher, and just start to move from there. And if kind of history is repeating itself, should go up to about 13,000 by the end of February, and then start to come back down again to this support line here around about the 10,000, 11,000 mark. So a lot of people are still talking about 6,000 range. I still don't see it myself. But we'll see. We're in this symmetrical triangle here. You can see this formation here as well. So we're going to break out of that very soon. If we look at it on the daily as well, you can see that quite clearly. We've got a couple of touch points for there. We're moving up away again, so it's not looking too bad. We're bouncing off the 7 EMA on the daily, so that's a good indicator. So if we go below the 7 EMA, and the current today's price for the 7 EMA is around about 7,000, I'll say about $8,000. If we go below that, and then we're looking at the 50 EMA for support. But it looks good because we're bouncing off the 7 EMA. When it does that, usually there's a kind of parabolic move happening. That's kind of what happens. It starts to move, keep on going up, and hopefully can break out the symmetrical triangle formation we've got here just now, and that should be around about maybe next week sometime. Should break out that 8,100 and keep on moving up from there. That's a bullish move from it. Obviously you've got a bearish move would be if it kind of came down to around about the 7,400 level and kind of broke down from there out of that symmetrical triangle. But that would mean it breaks that long-term support, and that would be a really bearish sign for me. Okay, we'll look at a few others as well. We'll look at Ethereum. What's happening with Ethereum? I still really like Ethereum. I've been kind of banging on about Ethereum for a while. I still really like Ethereum just now. For the short term, it doesn't look brilliant for Ethereum. If we're looking at Satoshi value, it doesn't look great at all. For the short term, we'll look at it kind of weekly. You can see we're at all-time low since it came onto Binance in 2017. But we'll look at another one. What's the Poloniex? So not an all-time low. If you look at it from Poloniex, because obviously it was a lot. If you think it was only 211,000 Satoshi at one point, now we're up to 2 million Satoshi. So I still think we're going to go up big time for Ethereum. So this is the weekly just now. So on the weekly, we crossed down over it back in July 2018. So we've never crossed back up. The 70 EMA has never crossed back up over the 50 EMA for a year and a half. Coming up for 2 years. It's never crossed over it for a year and a half. Where's Bitcoin on that scale? The last time it crossed over was 6 of May 2019. But Ethereum has not crossed over that level. That's Ethereum BTC, that's not in Poloniex. Yep, for a year and a half, coming up for 2 years. It hasn't crossed over yet. Once that happens, I think we're going to move quite quickly as well. But obviously, if you look on the daily for a crossover, for a couple of crossovers at 1.9 million all the way up to 2.3 million Satoshi, came back down again and up again. So I think we're going to hit that. But we've got a good support level for the Ethereum. But just now, I would just be, and that's what I'm doing just now. I got another couple $100 worth of Ethereum the other day as well. I'm just accumulating it. Whenever I get some money, I'll just accumulate Ethereum. I've got enough Bitcoin in the pension pot just now. I'm just starting to accumulate Ethereum just now as well. XRP we'll look at, BTC, and we'll go on Poloniex as well. So 2,610. Back down to, it did get up to the 3,000 level at one point last week. Not quite there again. So we're going down the way again for XRP. I still have a lot of faith in XRP, and I still think it's going to explode. I still think this is a brilliant accumulation zone as well for XRP. And I will still be accumulating XRP. I'm not doing it at the moment, I'm just doing Bitcoin and Ethereum just now. So if I had, I don't know, 20, 30, 40,000, I would put a lot of it into XRP just now, but I'm just accumulating Ethereum and Bitcoin just now for the pension pot and just for my normal account as well. So that's XRP just now. It doesn't look too good at the moment, short term wise. Long term, I think it's got a huge future. And I think at one point there's going to be a point in the future, I don't know if it's going to be 2020, there's going to be a point in the future where XRP climbs that high, they could actually overtake Bitcoin in market capitalization. I know that sounds preposterous just now, but I think it's going to happen. I think it will happen briefly. Where would that kind of put it? And it does sound utterly ridiculous just now. So 9 billion just now. So if it was to 15x from here, and Bitcoin kind of stayed the same. So if XRP was to 15x, I know that's a hell of a lot. But it could at one point actually do that. I'm probably thinking, Steve, you're off your head now. That's just not going to happen. Cardano. What's happening with Cardano? We're still in this zone just now. And we've been in this zone coming up for a year now. You can see this box here. Nothing much happening. We're right slap bang in the middle of that zone. So 4, 5, 6. Again, accumulating. Accumulating, and then it's just going to go poof and burst out. And probably go up 100%. Then double again, another 100%. Up to 2,000 level. So yeah, I think Cardano is going to do that. It's slow just now, always has been, always will be a slow one. But when it breaks out, it's going to break out in steps, I think, 100%. Then it's going to go along, 100% again, going to go along, then 100%, then it's just going to really go and zoom. Let's kind of look at NEO. We'll have a look at NEO. Satoshi value as well. So it's dancing on the 50 EMA just now. It's kind of bouncing off that at the moment. So we're coming down to that low point. We'll just do the fib retracement and we'll do it from the crossover. Yeah, so the crossover, you can see this is from the crossover. I do it a wee bit differently. I don't do it from the bottom point. I do it from the crossover on the daily. And you can see it's hit that 61.8% level. Smack on. It's done that a couple of times actually. Smack on that level at 115,000 Satoshi and bounce back up again. So it looks we're on the 50% level just now. So it could be a good time to buy NEO. That'd be a good recommendation, I think, for NEO. And I think this year China's really going to show its hand this year with cryptocurrency, and I think NEO is going to be in on that as well. Which means ONT could do extremely well as well. And we'll look at Litecoin. Starting to move up again. We showed this kind of line it was bouncing off. It's kind of bounced off that and it's gone through the next resistance line. So this should be now used as support. The 617,000 level is going to be used as support. So we'll have to kind of look at the next resistance area for Litecoin and see where that is. So kind of looking at an obvious kind of one that's not really obvious. Probably around about here. So we're talking 710,000 Satoshi for that, and that would be a move of around about 14% move just to get up to the next level. So hopefully this area is going to be used as support. So it broke through this resistance we were talking about the other day. It broke through that resistance at 617, and hopefully it's going to be used as support now, and all the way up to 710,000 Satoshi. So we'll see what happens there. I'll look at a couple of news stories. I didn't realise the time. Look at a couple of news stories as well. What was it looking at? People holding Bitcoin and Litecoin. So now, where's the news story with that I was looking at? Oh, I've closed that tab. It's just talking about, there it is, it was YouTube. I'll just leave that. Bitcoin will double in 2020 according to a leading research firm. It's talking about the Bitcoin price. Citing three major factors, company co-founder Bitcoin bull Thomas Lee took to Twitter with the findings from the firm's 2020 crypto outlook. So we published our 2020 crypto outlook and made the full report available for our clients. Bottom line, financial markets tend to discount 1 to 3 months and maybe 6 months max, so highest probability is happening, not priced in. So the thing that it could double from here is around about 16,000, and that's the kind of level I was talking about when I spoke about Bitcoin before, talking about getting up to here, around about this level, and then come back down and going up to this level and by August, so around about the 18,000 level. So that would tie in with what Thomas Lee is saying as well. So there's a lot of expectation happening. A lot of people saying it's not priced in. The halving has not been priced in for the May 2020 halving, if it is going to happen on that date. But they're saying it's not priced in yet, and a lot of people are saying it is priced in. So that's how you know that there's no way you can tell what the price of Bitcoin is going to be, and you can only have an educated guess at it. But a lot of educated people are saying different things. So that's Thomas Lee saying it could double in 2020. I think that's a given that's going to happen. Litecoin worth $2 billion have remained unmoved for 1 year. So more than half of the total circulating of the 63 million Litecoin has not moved in more than a year, i.e. 40 million Litecoin have remained dormant, which amounts to nearly 2.036 billion at press time. So this was pointed out by Franklin Richards. So there's a lot of hodlers out there. That goes back to that story as well. People are holding Bitcoin and Litecoin. So 10 million Bitcoin have been kind of hodled, and Litecoin 40 million is being hodled, which is $2 billion worth. I'm just going over these quickly for you. I'll get this, no thanks. Bitcoin's intrinsic value remains below market price, suggesting some downside risk. JP Morgan. Funny that the JP Morgan would come out with something like that, with a bearish kind of sentiment. I suppose they could come out and say it's bullish, but I've never really seen it bullish from JP Morgan. But I wonder why they're doing that as well. So they're saying Bitcoin's intrinsic value, an estimate of the actual true value, is still below market price according to JP Morgan. The gap has not yet fully been closed, suggesting some downside risk remains, said JP Morgan strategist led by Nicolas, I don't even know how to pronounce that, in a note published on Friday as reported by Bloomberg. So they're saying the intrinsic value is round about the $4,500 level. So they're saying it could come down to below that, or to that price as well. So wouldn't JP Morgan just love for that to happen so they could pick up more Bitcoin as well at that price? 2030, the end of fiat currencies. This is from Crypto Briefing. If you've not read Crypto Briefing, or if you've not seen the Crypto Briefing website, I highly suggest you go over to cryptobriefing.com. They've got really good reports out, and the symmetry research as well. You can get a link down below. You can buy into that. But they've got something coming out tomorrow, and they've got a new one coming out tomorrow, or a new report coming out tomorrow, talking about a DeFi project that could kind of really explode, and it's undiscovered just now. So if you want to find out what that is, you can find that you can join Symmetry. I think they've got a 10% discount as well at the moment. And even if you got it for a month, what is the price just now? I'll just tell you what it is. So monthly subscription is $75 per month just now. Even if you got it for 1 month, just to get a couple of reports, just to see what it's like, I think it'd be well worth it. And as I said, the link is down below. I've got this just now, and I love the reports that Symmetry produce and Crypto Briefing. I think they're amazing reports. And I don't really promote anything unless I really do kind of use it and like it. And this is one of the ones that I do use and like as well. So I highly recommend that if you want to click on the link down below. This is how Asia, I've been talking about this as well, how Asia will dominate the cryptocurrency industry in 2020. So the same with clearer regulations and a race between central banks to develop digital currencies, Asia is leading the way in cryptocurrency industry. This trend is set to continue in 2020 as nations of the West get bogged down by their own bureaucracy. I've been saying this for ages, for months and months and months, for over a year, that USA and the EU are going to get left behind if they don't get their arse in gear and start adopting cryptocurrency and give a clearer regulations and quicker to act as well on this. Asia countries are really going to dominate, and I think they are dominating just now, and we'll have to look towards Asia to see what's going to happen in the future for the likes of America and the EU. But they need to get their arse in gear, or they're going to be a third world country when it comes to the kind of blockchain industry. So I'll put this link down below for you as well. Asian central banks saying the streets ahead. So China is going to be launching a CBDC, the first one to do so. Obviously that's about control. It's not really kind of within the ethos of what kind of cryptocurrency is all about, but it doesn't matter. They're still using blockchain for that reason. And I think they're going to be streets ahead of us if we're not careful. Really, it's just going to be a kind of nightmare for America and the EU. And I think that's the news headlines that we've got. Yep. Yeah, that's the news headlines I was kind of looking at. Chris Moll is saying, I'll be happy if it hits 50k in 3 years. That'll be fantastic. I'll be happy as well. That's the thing. See, if it did hit $50,000 in 3 years, because within the kind of pension fund, I can't take the pension fund out until I'm at least 55, but I can still sell within the pension fund into the SIP. So I don't know if it did hit $50,000, if I would kind of sell at that point. I don't know what I'll do if it did hit $50,000. Would I sell? Because we've been here before, remember, back in 2017, 2018, when I was holding about $500,000 worth of crypto, mainly in alts, I have to be honest. And then I thought, should I sell, should I go? And I kept on saying, it's going to go higher, I feel it's going to go higher. And it didn't, it just kind of dropped big time by 90%. So would it be the same kind of level? Would it be that stage again if it did go up to 50k in 3 years? Would I sell at that point? I just don't know. I would like to think just now I wouldn't, but I don't know what I would kind of do at that point. Goddy Boy, think if it was to hit 20k again, there would be a huge sell-off when it would bob up and down at lower levels for years. Interesting. I think my thinking is it's when it hits 20k, it's just going to ignore the 20k resistance level and just kind of smash through and go up to 25k or something. Then it comes back down again. And then use that 20k as support. That would be an ideal scenario. If you're into Bitcoin big time, if you're trading it, obviously it's totally different. Mervyn Skidmore, what time for 100k? I'll have to pop out, I don't want to miss it. Timescale within, well, Ross Ulbricht is saying this year for 100k. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know, stranger things have happened. Timescale within 5 years for 100k, Mervyn. Goddy Boy, don't get me wrong, anyone who watches your show, including me, wants it to get to 100k because we would all make money. Oh, definitely. That's what I'm saying, the kind of bias is there as well, that we're looking for it to go as high as possible so we all make a lot of money and can retire. Would I be able to retire if it did hit 100k? Yeah, I think it would. Kukla, I'm not sure about 100k, but I do believe Bitcoin will have a huge rise from here in 2020. That's the reason why I'm now mostly in BTC and Ethereum in my portfolio and hodling. Yes, so you're not trading anymore, Kukla. So what I've done with my portfolio now, it was mostly in the alts for the last couple of years, but now I've not become a Bitcoin maximalist, but far from it. But now I've probably got about, I don't know, 90% in Bitcoin and Ethereum just now. It was in kind of XRP, but I'm still in that bloody wink just now. But I still think that might come good. And I'll transfer the money over to XRP and kind of Cardano, Ethereum as well, probably. So yeah, 90% holding, 10% trading with. And I still love trading. I still love when I get it right, when I'm looking at the charts and I get it right, and when I get it wrong, I can learn from what I've done, so I get it right more times in the future as well. December was terrible, a terrible month. In fact, I see that here. Oh, this is a new one. So you'll be able to, everybody in the premium group will be able to look at the new one just now. So this is the story so far with January. TRX called yesterday. Dash kind of went up 15%, and I called that on the 11th of January, which was Saturday, and it went up 15% before coming back down again, but still above where I called that at 730,000 Satoshi. Waves is coming back down again just now, but that went up 6%, and we're still waiting on the others kind of coming up. So we've got an average gain per call of 4.10%, but these are just kind of recent calls as well. I don't know if we can see, we should be able to see 2019, the end of 2019, updated that, but it was a horrendous month in December because of the Bitcoin price volatility. So look in December, average gain per call was 11.5%, but you can see here, December, all these kind of drawdowns were really kind of quite big, 25%. So the average drawdown per call was about 13%, and that's the price difference between the call date price and the lowest price within that 10-day period. That's what the drawdown is. But we had a couple of good gains. Spend went up 23%, RLC went up 26%. We had Pero, no, it was RLC Spend, ARPA, and went up 23% as well. Pero went up 20%, 10%, that was Pero, and Lisk 5%, and Theta went up 38% before coming down again as well. But there was a big drawdown there, and this is a drawdown list here. So it wasn't horrendous. 11% gain. If that was a fund manager, it would still be extremely good for 11% gain. But remember, this is within a 10-day period. It has to be within a 10-day period. That's the kind of level I've set myself for. So I look at the chart and say, okay, this could go up within the next 10 days. And we've had a couple of good months. So I think December 2019 was the worst month ever. November was 17%. October was 20%. September was 18% average. 15%, that was a bad month as well in August, sorry. And the average gain, 10% was the worst month actually. That was back in July. 10% was the average. 17% for June. May 2019, 37%. 9% as well, got a worse one there. April. So December's not looking that bad. 27% for March. February was 20%, and January was 16%. So that was back in 2019. And the premium group's got access to all of these sheets as well. This is every single call I've made in 2019. We've got 2018 as well, half of that. So we're off to an okay start for 2020. We'll see what happens from there. Right, what was I going to do? I was looking at something else there, I can't remember. XRP court case on Wednesday regarding security issues. Hopefully, it's going to go okay. It's going to go in the favour. It's going to drag on this as well. ETH1, hi everyone. Good morning to you. Gary Stewart, USA are backwards with blockchain. Good example of which was when the government spoke to Zuckerberg. It was ridiculous the way they spoke to Zuckerberg. Absolute ridiculous. And it's all about power. This is why it pisses me off so much. It's all about power and being in control. And this is why the government is so against it. And this is why they could potentially shut it down, or they could try their level best to shut it down, or they could embrace it. If they know China is going to be bringing out a CBDC, you can you can kind of bet that they're actually going to do something similar as well, or they'll be looking at something similar to do that, and then start to look at it and say, okay, we're going to get kind of overthrown here with everything that's going on in kind of blockchain in the Asian countries and with cryptocurrency. They could really fall behind if they don't look at that, and they need somebody forward thinking to look at that and just say, right, we need to get our arses in gear here. Andreas is in the house. Good morning to you. Kukla trading very little. I still have UOS, SHR and Digitex. Excellent. How's Digitex doing actually? I've not looked at them in a while. Charts. DGTX, BTC. Um, 476 just now, so they're just trading in that kind of range. It's just like an accumulation zone here just now. 476. Haven't really heard much from them as well. Don Matthew, Steve, do you see $1 per token for DAG in a bull run, or do you expect a higher level? For DAG, we'll just take a look at DAG just now, see where it is today. That was weird. Constellation, 11 million market cap. So we're talking about if 100x's from here, we're talking about 1 billion. I don't see that. You're talking about this year for DAG and a bull run, or you expect a higher level? I could see $1 per token. It still has a lot of work to do. Constellation, there's still a lot of work to do. They're doing, it's just a really, really promising project, and I think it could do as well as Chainlink as well. Link, what are they up to just now? About 700 million, 770 million market capitalization, and higher than that as well. It did get to the billion, 1.2 billion, 1.3 billion it got to. So I can see it getting as high as Chainlink, and I see it as being kind of almost the next Chainlink if we're looking at DAG. So you're talking about really 100x from here, a 10x easily, a 10x without a doubt, 1000% increase for DAG. I think it could be an easy bet just to say it's going to get that probably this year. I would say in 2020. So yeah, it could get to $1 billion market capitalization as well. But when we look at the market capitalization in dollars, that means if Bitcoin went up to $80,000, then the market capitalization here, yeah, that would 10x as well automatically. That was the point of just trying to work out the maths there. If Bitcoin 10x from here, obviously automatically this would go up to 110 million, and then if it went up in Satoshi value as well, just needs to another 10x. So we're saying 100x. It could very well do that if the Bitcoin price goes higher as well. And the Satoshi value moves as well. It's 146 just now. Got 3.7 billion in total supply just now for DAG, but I do think it's going to make it, yeah, eventually. So there's a couple of kind of projects like this where you would say, I'm pretty certain that this could really go quite big. So why wouldn't you put all your money into that? Because it's not a good thing to do that, obviously. It's really not a good thing to do that. But if you're more than certain, then you would be with the likes of, I don't know, another kind of project that you're looking at. And this is getting good press all the time. On Twitter, it's really good kind of sentiment on Twitter as well. Constellation could be really, really big, and it could blow quite quickly as well. And right, I think I'm going to leave it there just now. That's been an hour just now. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I thought there was going to be some problems there, but it looks as if the sound is okay and the picture's okay as well. But thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate your time today, for joining for a wee coffee and some crypto chat as well. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.